Hello there, I'm Sconchulus, and this is TEPPEN Deck Tech, where I present to you decks that are fun, strong, or interesting. Today we are playing by far the coolest green hero art, at least to me, X Charge Shot. This is one of the hero arts in TEPPEN that has recently gained a slight reputation as being underpowered, but that is largely due to the difficulty in piloting even the most well-optimized Charge Shot deck. Charge Shot requires a specific setup, a specific game state, and if we are unable to set both up at the right time, it can be difficult to establish a win con. But when we do, oh man, this deck will beat anything. The combo is a little complicated, so let's get right into the card by card with our most important unit, Bell Guardian. Bell Guardian is the card that we always want to end on when we finally activate Charge Shot. When we use any of our hero heal actions, Bell Guardian will heal our entire board, doubling our value from Charge Shot. Just having one other unit and Bell Guardian under Charge Shot is so powerful that a single heal after that usually puts us way ahead of our opponent. With multiple Bell, things can really get out of hand. Despite how important this card is, it's not exactly a card I want to open with, unlike our next card, Tsuruhime. One of the most important things in Charge Shot is taking early damage as well as charging AP for our hero art, which Tsuruhime is excellent for. Most people seem to see a 1-8 as an opportunity to attack another lane, which is exactly what we want from them. But if they do block her, that isn't much worse. She also works as a pseudo Charge Shot, similar to Bell Guardian, making her the main way outside our hero art that we win games. Once we do have Charge Shot established, Bell Guardian is much stronger however, which is why it's better to save them for later. The card that really brings the archetype together is Otohime. This card is a tank and more than any other encourages taking early hits. Otohime makes an otherwise mana-intensive combo much more achievable and greatly helps us cycle to find our combo pieces. No matter how long she's on the field, the mana and AP we build off her make her the card we always want to open with. Her self-heal also makes her a viable solo Charge Shot target in a dire situation. Also, it is definitely not necessary to play her right at 6 MP. I know that's the instinct with any MP ramp unit, but playing her in a different lane than an opponent's unit is worth waiting to do. The very last units we play are 1 ADAX. Do not replace this card with the much cooler Legendary X. The spread and hero heal are the most important things about it. Eastern Light Ayasu, who we almost always win with if we play him turn 1, and the inescapable Larry Butts. As for our actions, we are playing 2 Shield, an easy cycle that lets us keep our units alive and keeps ourselves alive once our health is low enough. We also have 3 Wall Jump and 1 Disarm. All the remaining cards we play are heals for Charge Shot. The Gura Shuffle heals 1 unit and then every unit if Bell Guardian is active. Guardian Sapling does the same thing for our entire board, and Protect only heals our hero but makes up for that by searching a copy of itself. This gives us a guaranteed follow-up as well as making it easier to find the other cards that we need. This is the new card that makes the biggest difference in our deck. Last of all, we have Flying Orange Figure, which is important for beating all the riders this format. Great Deity's Protection, our strongest heal if it has the memory. And finally, 7 Soaring Spirits. Playing this card before Tsuruhime or Bell and getting hero heal off it is a serious poggers moment. When this card is active, the deck is significantly more explosive even without Charge Shot. Here's the deck QR for you, and with all that said, let's get into it. Game 1, we are up against Felyne Shieldspire. This hero art is an early standout in the new meta for taking advantage of the brand new quest cards. Hopefully our opponent doesn't find anything too powerful. We'll start things off with Eastern Light Ayasu, and our opponent will activate Shield, giving 3 shield to their hero. We'll respond with Wall Jump, giving 1 shield to Ayasu, and our opponent will activate 7 Soaring Spirits. This card is extremely powerful this season in any green deck. Our opponent will play Mia Fey to get their MP ramp going, her health going up to 7. Our opponent will play Sakuya and we will play Tsuruhime across from her. Our opponent will activate Disarm, targeting Ayasu. This might be the wrong target, allowing us to use Gura Shuffle on Tsuruhime. But our opponent has Disarm. I guess they might have planned for it all along. We will activate Protect, getting one proc off of Tsuruhime at least, searching another protect to our hand. Our opponent will use Shield Spire on Miafe. Her HP goes up to 13, and her attack goes up to 4. Sakuya will buff her every attack cycle as long as Sakuya is on the field. We'll play Bell Guardian down in front of Miafe. We're pretty much to our charge shot combo, we just need to charge 5 more AP. Our opponent activates Guardian Sapling and we respond with Flying Orange Figure. We want to save our hero heal actions for once we activate Charge Shot. Our opponent will play Bunyan down and use Ragtag Thieves on Bunyan, returning them to their hand. They'll keep Sakuya around a little longer. We'll allow our Bell Guardian to be destroyed so we can play another one and activate Charge Shot. We have a hand entirely full of heal actions at this point. Now anything our opponent does will just allow us to pop off even further. They'll try to destroy our Tsuruhime with a legendary action, so that just allows us to buff our entire field even further. We will activate Protect, searching another card to keep our combo going. Basically, nothing can stop us at this point. We'll activate the Guru Shuffle, X will make a request of our opponent, and they will oblige. Game 2, we are up against Amaterasu GDI, and our opponent has the Shiba Inu skin, which I can only imagine has improved their life in indescribable ways. Our opponent will start things off with Maggie Bird. I suppose they're on some type of red-purple deck. We have no incentive to commit to any play at the moment and will charge up to 10 MP. Our opponent will play Momo and we will play Bell Guardian and play the Otohime we drew off the top right in front of Momo. Our opponent will play Wendy Oldbag and we will play X across from Maggie. We will activate the Gura Shuffle. We have nothing but actions in our hand, we have no other choice, and our opponent will respond with Quake to destroy 2 of our units. We can save one of them with another Gura Shuffle, and we will elect to save Otohime so we can keep our MP ramp going. We'll get in for a little bit of damage, and our opponent will play Emma Sky across from Otohime. We'll destroy their Maggie Bird, and we can finally activate Charge Shot on a full field. We have Bell Guardian, our opponent will activate Cyclog, and that allows us to buff our entire field. We'll activate Guardian Sapling, buffing them even further, and we wipe out all of their units. We activate GDP, and our opponent activates just as planned, which will do basically nothing against a field this powerful. We can grow more and more powerful every second, and we are seconds away from wiping out our opponent. There's nothing they could possibly pull out to wipe out our entire field, and we take Game 2. Game 3, we are up against the deck that returned from the dead, Bringer of Nightmares. Hopefully, our opponent doesn't have their revenge on us. We mulligan and draw a somewhat awkward opening hand. We're going to have to start things off with Tsuruhime. Our opponent plays Zombie in the top lane, and we will play Tsuru in the bottom, allowing them to get in a little early damage. We'll play Tenkai across from Tsuru, doing 3 damage to her. We'll see if we can keep her alive a little longer using Wall Jump. That will take 1 hit from Tenkai, and we will play Ayasu in the middle lane, where he's safe at the moment. We'll activate Protect to try and unbrick our hand. We'll at least search 1 more Protect to our EX pocket. Our opponent will get in a little bit of damage, and we will activate Wall Jump on Tsuruhime. That allows our opponent to obliterate our Ayasu, but at least we can use Shield to potentially keep Tsuruhime alive a little longer. Our opponent uses Bringer of Nightmares with 1 target in deck. They search Tenkai and use him to destroy our Tsuruhime. We can protect ourselves from the damage at the moment. They strip us of all of our shields. We finally have a couple other units, but they're just 2 more Tsuruhime. We draw into Bell Guardian right off the top, but our opponent has a plan for our Tsuruhime. They will use Possessing Malice to trigger Tyrants, destroy any 1 attack or lower units. We'll try and buff Tsuruhime above 1 attack, but they will activate Gathering Evil to destroy him before we can do that. We respond with Guru Shuffle to do it still, but they respond with Selfish Predation, which we can seal Tyrant, stopping all of the play. Tsuruhime goes up to 3 attack and 9 HP. Now we can play Bell Guardian and Larry Butts, and we have our entire combo assembled with Larry Butts to protect us wholesale. We can activate Protect to buff everybody. We would search another Protect, but all of them are gone at this time. Our opponent searches 1 card to their hand. It should be Tyrant. We will activate GDP to buff our entire field considerably, and they will surrender with no plays left, letting us take a clean Game 3. These have all been going pretty quick, so we're going to go for 1 more against Jill Antibody Activation. This one's a GKC, which normally I wouldn't show, but the first week of a new set, it's a little hard to find all champ matches. We draw an interesting hand. We drew all our Tsuruhime and 2 Bell. I guess we won't have to find them at least. Our opponent will play Tyrell Patrick, and we will play Tsuruhime up above him. Our opponent activates Provocation Legend, and we respond with Shield, which allows our opponent to use Jolt. Provocation will bring us much closer to Charge Shot, but also put our opponent well above their first antibody. They play another Terrell, which I guess means we should play another Tsuruhime. Our opponent will summon themselves, and we will play Ayasu in the bottom lane. Our opponent will activate Handgun, and we will respond with 7 Soaring Spirits, which allows them to use Brocklet to search another Handgun. We already have enough AP for Charge Shot, but we elect to allow our field to be destroyed so we can charge for more and make an extremely greedy play going for our Bell Guardians. Hopefully, the Charge Shot play we make off of this will be unstoppable and shut down their entire game plan. We'll activate Protect to search another Protect so we have a follow-up. Our opponent will activate Jolt. We will activate the Protect that we drew into. They will activate Mortal Enemies, and we'll activate the third Protect that we drew into. Our field is more than able to survive and destroy their field. Things are looking good at the moment. We will activate Guru Shuffle, and they respond with Handgun to do 4 damage to our Bell Guardian. We will activate Shield to protect them from that, and they activate another Handgun, activating Tsuruhime this time. We will activate Guru Shuffle to heal all our units even more, and our opponent plays Mary, activating Antibody activation twice. This is the biggest play in Antibody. Our entire field survives, but they are able to play Claire Redfield to finally destroy our Bell Guardian. We activate Guardian Sapling to see if we can get a little more out of Tsuruhime, but that allows our opponent to activate Sun Goddess, which will guarantee her defeat. We can use Flying Orange Figure, so she'll take Mary with her, at least. Our opponent plays Dan Hibiki, and with an entire field, things are looking pretty bad for us. We have Charge Shot ready on our next play at least, but with only 6 health, 1 to 3, there's really no hope for us. They take out our Otohime, and we will surrender, giving game 4 to our opponent. Here we are again, and I think I did a good job showing off the strength and the difficulty of this deck. Even just the last game, I think we could have won if we had used Charge Shot sooner and rebuilt our board for a second Charge Shot. This decision making is what makes the deck only really viable at higher levels of play, and its matchups are what keep it from being tier 1. Speaking of our matchups, this deck does extremely well against other green decks. Basically, the only way green beats this deck is with an extremely clutch evasive. This deck does struggle somewhat against black, especially Spike Launch, which is an easy counter to our combo, and the most popular black deck right now. Purple is also a somewhat harder matchup, with Fade at an even higher power level, and a lot of their interactions just simply beating our units. Despite those 2 losing matchups, the deck feels extremely strong and is a blast to play. I recommend the deck to anybody who likes an unstoppable combo, but is okay with having to earn it in the process. I want to give one quick shout out to Goodmon Sun, whose deck building for X on the TEPPEN Discord inspired a couple of the cards I tried out in this deck. They will also be my tag partner for the upcoming TCS 2v2 tournament, so if you want to catch these hands, take a look at the link in the description and enter the tournament. There is a $2,000 prize pool, and signups are available right until the tournament starts. Hope to see a couple of you there. As for the next episode, please let me know whether you would rather see another more serious, kind of meta-compliant sort of deck like this, or something a little more casual and gimmicky, and whether you would want to see green, black, or purple. Please like the video if you liked the video, subscribe if you subscribed. Once again, I'm Sconchulus, and I will see you in the next one.